I'm pretty sure that being this goal-oriented has led me to not enjoy anything that isn't directly doing something for my goal. I'm already stressed. I need a coffee. Friends, I've been feeling stuck. I'm a firm believer of the fact that you can make anything out of a situation, and even though my plan was to travel Europe this summer, I ended up being stuck in this apartment. So I just focused my energies on creating new routines, reading a lot, practicing skills, generally just building habits that are really hard for me to build when I live in the van. But there is one thing that I haven't been doing, and that is creating content. I've been having the feeling that sometimes social media can have the negative side effect of putting people into boxes. Boxes as in what type of content they create. And I think that without realizing, that is something that I have done with myself in the terms of the van life scene. The issue I have with that is that I feel like we're such complex beings that is really, really restricting when we put ourselves into one category of things that define us. And even though van life is a very big part of my life because I live in a van and I spend most of my time in it, I feel like the fact of being stuck in this apartment has made me realize that a lot of my identity is stuck to this concept of van life. And to be honest, I don't want to restrict myself to van life content in the future. So in this video, there is no van, it's gonna be me chilling with you guys and showing you what I do when I feel really stuck or blocked. Since I'm not in the van at the moment, I sleep in a little later than I usually would, and that very often gets me to have this very stressful morning because the very first thing I focus on is getting my professional work tasks done, and then I concentrate on my personal development tasks, which basically means that most of my day is filled with me trying to work off this huge to-do list. I'm pretty sure that being this goal-oriented has led me to not enjoy anything that isn't directly doing something for my goal, even though that action might actually be a lot of fun and increase my skills towards different goals. But I also figured that the three most important skills for me that lead me to almost any of my goals are creativity, health, and social intelligence. So I have filled this day with things that help me increase those skills, even though none of these really lead me to my end goals. Starting with redoing something in this very room. The drawings and paintings on this wall are basically things that I did when I was like 10 to 12 years old. And my dad then printed onto these canvases because he thought it looks really good. I'm gonna repaint over these and I'm gonna give them a new look, just for the sake of whoever visits this room after me. Woo! To be honest, I kind of did underestimate how many these are. I should probably change my shirt first. Okay, painting number one. Just gonna choose a fancy color, red. Also, I'm starting to think that this might not cover what's underneath it. It doesn't. I need a coffee. White paint. There must be white wall paint somewhere in this house. Is this paint? I don't know if this is normal. Try number two. I just left these outside for like 15 minutes and they're dry because it's basically like 40 degrees outside since like forever. I looked for some inspiration online for these first 5 that I'm gonna do. And the idea is that since it's gonna go above the bed, I would like to just have something dreamy and something that reminds me of the world of dreams. So while I wait for painting number 2 to dry, I'm gonna tell you about one of my favorite van life memories. Now I do have to make a little disclaimer because I just realized that this could have ended very differently, and I just want to let you know to please be careful when you meet with strangers, because you never know, and always trust your gut. But basically, I was traveling around south of Spain, and for some of you who might know, I grew up in South Spain, in Malaga, so I know the area pretty well, and at that point of time, I was just exploring the area of Malaga a bit more, and I remember that I was on Tinder a lot because I just use Tinder to meet people, especially other travelers, and just exchange experiences. And there was this one dude that I matched with, and we only exchanged like a couple of sentences. I can't really remember what we said, but we just ended up agreeing on the fact that we should meet in person, just maybe have some drinks and chill by the beach. So I told him that I was driving to Malaga that evening, which is like Malaga City, where he was staying, and that I could just come and pick him up with the van. Basically what happened, I drove into Malaga City, held for like 2 seconds at a stop sign. He jumped into the van and we drove off. And I spent like 30 minutes just driving without destination because we got caught up in the conversation until eventually I parked up at a random parking that I found. We sat down to have more chats, which got deeper and deeper into the topics that passionated us, just talking about travels and self-development, and I don't know what we were talking about. And at one point, not too far in, I think it was like an hour in of knowing each other, we realized that is so cool. Like the connection that just happened is absolutely insane. Somehow the topic came out of me wanting to tattoo people on the road, and that was actually practicing tattooing and had a tattoo machine in my van. So this dude just goes, oh my God, I've wanted a tattoo for the longest time, and I really wanted it to happen in Spain, and la 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 la, if I could tattoo him. I think I tattooed like 2 people, and it was when I was 16, so I was really insecure about doing this, but I told him that I would think about it, and I eventually agreed. And the next day, we met up again after he had bought the ink, and I tattooed this guy's knee. It was a really simple tattoo, really, it was just a sentence, but it just meant so much to me because from not knowing a stranger to trusting me to put something on his body permanently. I actually have a dot on my wrist that he did too because I really wanted to remember this experience, and I was actually planning on filling my entire body with dots from people I meet on my travels, which I then forgot about, and that's why I have 2 dots. But yeah, that is one of my favorite memories that I ever had in the van so far, simply because of the connection and the whole craziness of the thing and how fast it happened, and the fact that it's forever on my body now. I am at painting number 2 and I'm already running out of colors. This experiment is going very different than I expected it, but I'm having fun painting, and I'm learning color theory again because I forgot all of it. I think this week's video has done its purpose, which was for me to work on something that doesn't have an end goal. And even though I kind of did put an end goal on this of having 10 of these done, it's not gonna happen. So I feel like the universe was like,
you did this wrong. Let me correct you.
If you're here still watching this, seek help. I'm kidding. Thank you for being here. I don't know what this video is.